star guided them. It had to be at night.
What did the angels say? Who announced it? The angels said to the shepherds, "This day is born to you a Messiah." This day. Okay, you say it didn't have to be daylight. However, the Jews, of course, count a day when the sun goes down and the sun comes up. So it's not according to our reckoning, it's according to their reckoning. Okay? So this day, all right. According to the scriptures, what animals were present?
Ox, ass, camel,
No,
a donkey, and a cow.
What is written in the infancy narrative? Nothing. It doesn't say anything about a donkey. Okay? And it doesn't say anything about cows. What kind of dwelling was Jesus born in?
A cave.
A cave.
Out of the soft.
What was the manger made out of? A wooden cradle. No.
It was probably made out of a feed trough with straw.
No.
Bale of hay.
No. They did bale hay. Bale hay. Olive wood? That would have been a very, very, very good guess because Bethlehem is known for its olive wood artwork today. But no, the manger was carved right out of the limestone. Yeah, it was just a shelf in the cave that was kind of carved and scooped out. Yeah, it's pretty cool, all right. How long after the shepherds left did the wise men come? 2 years. It could have been as long as 2 years. Okay. So why do you put like camels in your crib sets?
we don't, we put them off to the side.
Okay, that brings me to another question, Tom. Okay? According to the scriptures, the infancy narratives, actually, how many wise men came?
I guess it's not.
Good questions, huh? According to the scriptures, it doesn't give us a number. We presume 3 because there's 3 gifts.
There we go, assuming things again.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, just like the animals that we all picture and we have in our creep sets and nativity sets. But the animal, a listing of animals that's based on the prophecy of Isaiah that we had as a first reading in either the first or second week of Advent. You can take a look at that again. And he lists all those animals. A whole bunch of animals, okay? But they are not mentioned in the infancy accounts, right? And of course, over the centuries, people have bent over backwards to try to figure out the star of Bethlehem, and so on. And I guess this year again, there's going to be a combination of, planets in the sky that so on. Novas or what starbursts or whatever, but don't forget, even Jesus said before he left, you know not the day nor the hour. And he has, and the Father hasn't told me either. Okay. So if the Son and the Son of God and the angels don't know the day or the hour before the final coming, don't believe any false prophets. They're all false prophets. Okay. Now let's see. What else did I want to? Okay. So here's something. So when you go to Bethlehem, there's a huge church that's built over a spot. Okay. And the Basilica of the Nativity. And you'll see the big courtyard in front of it. That'll be on the news. And it is a huge courtyard. And there's a big facade in front of that. And that church dates back to, I think, about the 14th or 15th century. It was built on the foundations of an older church, and that was built on the foundations of an older church that was commissioned by Saint Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, in the middle part of the 4th century, the 300s. Constantine's mother, who was Christian, went over there with her entourage and so on, and spent a number of months there, and then asked her son, the emperor, to send money, and began to build these church structures over the spot where the Mount Calvary was, and where the tomb of Jesus was, and where he was born. Okay? So, when you go to the Basilica of the Nativity, you actually have to go down some steps that are underneath the main altar in that church today. 12 steps going down, 12 steps going up. And at the bottom of those steps, there's a place, it looks like a big fireplace with a star. Okay? Right there. And so, how did they know that's the place? According to the scriptures, how did they know that was the place? It's in the infancy accounts. It has to deal with those guys that were out in the field. Yeah. So you look at the account in Luke chapter 2, and it says, what did they do? They went away after seeing the babe and its mother. They went away, and what did they do? They went away. No, they went away and praised God and continued to spread the good news. Okay? They went away and continued to spread the good news. So, those shepherds. Now, it was understood there's a place about 2.5 miles away from Bethlehem where they'll take you to what's called the Shepherd's Field. Okay, there's a little church and shrine there, and it's a nice little, between the hills, the swales and everything. It's kind of a flatter place and so on. It was kind of understood that those particular shepherds of Bethlehem raised sheep, and it was their special sheep that were used in the temple sacrifices, in the temple in Jerusalem. Okay. But there's no indication that they were Jewish at all, those shepherds. But there is indication through some old Roman records, and as well as records of the early fathers of the church, that it was those shepherds who were able to identify into the 2nd century, the families of those shepherds were able to identify the spot where that lady had that baby in the cave. Okay, and who, therefore, those families of the shepherds led St. Helena and her entourage in the 300s to the place where the babe was born. Okay, so, but it was those heathen or pagan shepherds that continued to spread through their families the place of that spot of that special night for them. And it's in the scriptures, it says, they continued to glorify and praise God. Okay, so when you read through those infancy narratives in Luke and in Matthew, there's some detail, inter-family detail. I mean, even about Mary visiting her cousin Elizabeth, right? Before she gave birth. Where did that come from?
Jewish.
Where did the gospel writers get that from?
Josephus.
Oral tradition? Josephus?
Family gossiper.
There's family gossiper? Well, some scholars talk about an M source. And the M source stands for Mary. Okay? And that the early Christian community, kind of protected Mary, right? After Jesus' death and resurrection. And then, maybe slowly but surely, she revealed these things to them. And it does say that Mary kept all these things and treasured them in her heart, right? So that's kind of the scriptural basis for us to make this kind of understanding that it was passed on through the family and through the family of the Christian community as well in Jerusalem, thanks to Mary, the mother of Jesus. Now,
Father,
what?
John the Baptist's father was the high priest at the time that.
No, he wasn't. So Pat is saying, John the Baptist's father was, Pat is saying, was the high priest. He wasn't the high priest. He was part of a priestly clan.
I thought he was the one that got behind the veil.
He was the one by lot that was chosen to go behind the veil and to clean up the altar once a year and the whole setting. And then it was revealed to him.
Right. So he would have had some sort of record, wouldn't he? Or
He
the
would have had some sort of record, not necessarily.
priestly clan have had records of who was
Not necessarily. Okay. Now you bring up John the Baptist, so that brings me to the point of, okay, where was their home?
outside of.
Where was John the Baptist home?
Up a high hill.
Desert? No.
A very high hill.
Very high hill?
Big statue of Zechariah.
So, what did Gabriel say to Mary?
Your cousin is pregnant.
Yeah. And Elizabeth, your kinswoman, was child, right? And she who was thought to be barren is now 6 months. And then it says that Mary stayed with her for, 3 months. So, why did she leave right after the baby was born?
She had to get home and tell Joseph.
She had to go home and tell Joseph? I don't think so. Okay, Mary was a real young girl when she had how did she know what to do in the birthing process?
She was there with Elizabeth.
She probably was there with Elizabeth. Okay? And you know, maybe
That church has
That she
depictions of that. That church has depictions of Mary being with Elizabeth.
that church has, okay, that takes us back to the village.
I
Where?
don't remember the name of the village.
You don't remember the name
No,
of
but I
the
remember
village?
climbing the hill to get up to the church.
Okay, so 3 miles southwest of the old city of Jerusalem, there's a little village that's tucked in between the hills of Judea. Today it's called Ein Karam. Okay, you know, the vineyard of the spring, and there's a spring there. Okay, and there's a valley, and on each side, one side has the Church of John the Baptist with, in that church, with archaeological remains of a first century home that evidently was remembered over the years as being, you know, the home of Zachariah and Elizabeth. Across the valley on the other side, halfway up the hill, is another church. And it's called a newer church that was built, I believe, by Germans, even though there's some French nuns now that have a convent there to watch over it. And it's called the Church of the Visitation. And you climb halfway up the hill to the Church of the Visitation in Ein Karam. And there's a courtyard there. And all around the courtyard is a plaque in 60 languages of a prayer. You know what prayer would be? Huh?
Mary's, yeah.
Not Hail Mary. Canticle of Mary that we call the Magnificat. The Magnificat in 60 languages all around that courtyard.
And there's a big statue of the two pregnant women.
Big statue of the 2 pregnant women. And on top of that hill is the largest medical center in the Middle East.
Padre Pio.
Hadassah Medical Center on top of the hill that serves all denominations and all races and so on.
How far a walk was that from Bethlehem to the home of Elizabeth?
How far would the walk have been from Bethlehem to the home of Elizabeth and so on?
She went from there.
Probably about 6.5 miles, but it's all like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of somebody walking that at that age, pregnant, and possibly either in sandals or barefooted. And consider what it took to do that.
But the thing is, the starting place would not have been from there, it would have been from Nazareth.
Nazareth, right.
So that's more like 70 to 90 miles away. Yeah.
She didn't go alone.
No, they probably, Joseph and Mary, you know, you always see Joseph and Mary in the Christmas cards with the donkey and the moonlight behind them, you know, and traversing these hills. Well, yeah, they probably did traverse some hills, but they probably did not do that alone. Okay, they always would have to travel in caravan, and chances are they went down along the Jordan River because Nazareth is only about 4 or 5, maybe 6 miles from the Jordan River, and they followed the Jordan River, which would have been freshwater back then, all the way down almost to Jericho, and then from Jericho 20 miles up into the hill country to Jerusalem, and Jerusalem was about 6 or 7 miles north of Bethlehem. They would have gone through Jerusalem first. That's why when the Magi came, I shouldn't say 3, when Magi came. Here's another thing. In Eastern religions have not 3 Magi, but 4 or 8 or 12. It would have been the fourth, yeah. Well, that was a story by some, right?
The fourth wise man, starring Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
Where did they call Uber?
Uber. That was his nickname. Yeah. Uber. We got jokers in this group.
You're primary.
So, yeah. Now, you have, I should open up, if you have some questions, and maybe I may have some answers, based on the nativity. Anything you ever kind of wondered? Yes?
I heard a recording years ago called Jesus Was Rich. Basically, I don't know if you've ever heard it, but they said that like, they had all these facts that proved that they weren't like a very poor family because they actually had the ability to pay for an inn, they just couldn't find one. So it wasn't that they couldn't afford it. And then after they got the gifts from the Magi, they were quite wealthy because all the gold and stuff. Not that they kept it, they distributed it, but I don't know if they'd ever heard that.
Got him to Egypt.
Well, they had a flight, and not an airplane flight, right? You know, about 2 years later. But, you know, what was Joseph, right?
The carpenter.
Okay. Now, so he could carry his profession in a bag. You know, his tools, huh?
Toolkit.
Yeah, his toolkit. Now, the Greek word actually is technikon. Technikon,
Could have been a mason.
okay? So he was much more than just someone who knew how to take a couple pieces of wood and nail them together, huh? Okay? He probably was a, you know, mason and carpenter, finished carpentering and actually most of he probably had to do was make farm equipment and household equipment.
And wasn't there a new town going up within walking distance?
There's new town going up outside of Nazareth at that time. Sepphoris, it was called. But he was rich. I don't know if you call it rich. He had resources. They did have evidently the gifts of the wise men that could have taken them, you know, somewhat on that journey. But there is right alongside in Bethlehem, right alongside the Basilica of the Nativity that you will see on the news reports and so on. And then to the right, there's a huge building, and that's a monastery, convent, they call it, but it's not just for nuns, it's for Orthodox priests and their families. And then just on the other side of that you don't see, is the street going up the hill, and it's called the Milk Grotto Road. Milk Grotto Road. And just about on the top of that street, as it goes up the hill, going out of Bethlehem, there's a little church off to the side, and Milk Grotto, what do you think that depicts?
Mary nursing the baby.
Mary nursing the baby on their flight out of Bethlehem. Okay? And they, at that place, they still have, you know, they sell little vials of milk. What? Yeah. And it's a very pro-life kind of thing that, you know, the pilgrims through the years who are pregnant or want to be pregnant have gone there and you know, prayed and took and made novenas and so on, and then, you know, they had a happy thing. So they have pictures and testimonials from all over the world at the Milk Grotto. Yeah, Jerry.
Is there any scriptural or historical indication of how old Mary was when she became pregnant?
Is there any scriptural or historical about how old Mary was? Well, the prophecy said, the virgin or maiden will be with child. We have to look at what terminology is used in Greek, and that the Greek translates something from the Old Testament that was in Hebrew, and what the meaning and significance of that was at that time. Okay? Off the top of my head, I don't have that, but that would be the progression. We do it from an etymological point of view, and then we take the etymology of the original language, Greek. The Gospels were written in Greek. We take that, we put it back into the historical time period of the first century in Jewish communities. And so what was the expected, age of gals, to become betrothed, okay? And what did that really mean? Okay, we know we have the gospel readings that when Joseph became aware that his espoused was pregnant and he knew he didn't have anything to do with it, then he had choices. And that's related in the Gospels, right? So he was about to divorce her quietly. If they weren't married yet, why divorce her or set her aside quietly? What was the marriage practices at that time? Mark?
Did the law require him? Was it common practice that the law required him to divorce her?
He had options. Okay? You see, most of those marriages were arranged by the families. Okay? And once either the groom or the groom's father and the bride's father had the arrangements made, they would sign what was called the rite, like a covenant. Okay? And then they'd have to wait for the groom to get the dwelling ready that would become his home. And then the big ceremony was he would go to her parents' home and bring her to his home that he had prepared for them. Okay? And then they'd have the wedding feast, and not just one day, sometimes up to 7 days. Okay? So there was no real religious ceremony or ritual connected with marriage. But during that time of being betrothed, if the young man and young woman would get together, you know what I mean, and she'd become pregnant with them, that was not necessarily a scandal. Okay. But, so it was very much put upon Joseph to reveal it. Okay, she's pregnant. That wasn't the scandal. Scandal would have been if he revealed to everyone, I didn't do anything. It was, don't look at me. All right? So, that's where then the laws, ritual laws, which are probably tucked away in this book of Leviticus that we didn't get to. Okay. So, yes, sir.
Was there any indication on how old Joseph was?
Was there any indication of how old Joseph was? Well, that's an interesting question. He's described as a righteous man, all right? In Eastern Christianity, Eastern Christianity believed that he was married before and had all kinds of sons, and those were the ones who were called Jesus' brothers then. And so Eastern Christianity has no problem with that. He was either a widower or, he was taking Mary on as a second wife. Okay? Which would indicate, Amanda, which would indicate if he was taking Mary on as a second wife, that he was rich. Okay, he was wealthy enough to do that. They had multiple wives, patriarchs did too. But you had to be able to afford everything.
Wouldn't they all have had to go to Bethlehem?
Would they all have had to go to Bethlehem? Evidently, according to the way that the birth of the Messiah is framed, they had to go to their ancestral home. Now, everyone in Nazareth may not have had come from there, from Bethlehem. There's an indication that somewhere in the latter part of the century, the decades before Jesus was born, King Herod was conscripting all kinds of people from the surrounding villages to help him with all his building projects. Don't forget that it was during King Herod's day that the great temple in Jerusalem was being built. But there were also other building projects that King Herod had at that time, including something that's called the Herodium, which is only like 3 or 4 miles out of Bethlehem. And that was built, the Herodium, and he probably conscripted a lot of people from Bethlehem. And what Herod did was take a high hill outside of Bethlehem, have them cut the top off of that hill, build a fortress, and then put the hill back around it. And that was going to be his burial spot. And so it ends up being conical, almost volcanic-looking kind of artificial hill outside of Bethlehem. It's been there since the 1st century. And it's just in the last few decades that archaeologists have been, looking in it, because supposedly Herod, after he died, he was buried there with all his treasure. Okay, so any of you remember seeing the movie Jesus Christ Superstar? You said Jesus Christ Superstar. Okay, if you saw Jesus Christ Superstar, or if you get in and look at it, most of the scenes there were filmed at the Herodium, at this place I'm telling you about. Okay, if you remember some of those scenes, and dance scenes, and so on, and the area outside that. So what I'm saying is, Joseph was highly skilled, not just laborer, but highly skilled person who came from Bethlehem. But a couple of decades before, when that was happening, a lot of the skilled people from Bethlehem were resent up to Nazareth, because they were also building a new city outside of Nazareth called Sepphoris. City of the Star. Okay, yes.
So when David went to his ancestral home, when Joseph did, was that because David was his ancestor?
So the question is, so when Joseph went to Bethlehem, is that because David was his ancestor? Yes, according to the genealogy that we had just the other day at daily mass, and that we will hear on Christmas Eve mass, the genealogy, the family tree of Jesus, the 14 generations, and so on, as it's laid out. And very carefully, in the genealogy, there are 5 women mentioned. Okay. And if you look in your Bible, at the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 1 to, at the end of that genealogy, and they will have, probably at each of those women, there'll be a little star to cross-reference for you to go to some place in the Old Testament that has the story of each of those women. And each of those women are mentioned because not only did they become mothers, but they became mothers of significant people that carried on not just the family name of the house of David, but was significant in carrying on the promises of God's covenant. Okay? Because almost each and every one of those women, their pregnancies did not come from holy unions, should we say. All right? Rahab was a prostitute in Jericho. Okay, she's one of them. Of course, you have Ruth. Ruth was not even a Hebrew person, and when she followed her mother-in-law Naomi back to the homeland, and Ruth was widowed. Okay, Naomi said, "Well, there's my kinsman out there, thrashing the field. Go out by Boaz and help him out." Huh? So what does it say? If you read that story, he throws his cloak over her. You know what that means?
She's mine.
Yeah, a little afternoon delight. Yeah. So, and then what comes out of that was Boaz, the father of Jesse, who was the father of David. And look at David, his son Solomon continues that line, and then it says, it doesn't even use her name, it just said, the wife of Uriah. You read that story. And even before that, early on, it mentions Tamar, who was actually the daughter-in-law, who lived with her father-in-law and gave birth to twins, Perez and so on, who continued that line. So each and every one, the union, continued the union, the line, if you will, of God's promise, but in the kosher ways. Yes. What?
In reading this, it kind of goes back, this is Joseph's family, I mean, he's the
Yes.
middle one.
Yeah.
So, it's not really a blood relative, is it?
Yeah, well, the significance of was always passed on through the paternity. Okay, the continuing the house of David. Okay, and so you have to connect it back to Joseph, the husband of Mary. Okay, what we call it was from the mother's side. There's a technical term for it.
Maternal.
Yeah. Well, there's another scientific side. That understanding comes later, but it was significant that it connect with a male, okay, for that family tree. And Patricia here pointed out that it said, 14 generations to this, and high point and 14 generations to that. So that it's all very symmetrical, right? But that might be by design, because when you really carefully go through the list of those people, some are mentioned more than once in that design. Okay, in that family tree, to make it seem like it's 14 generations. All right? But it's still significant because it's a family tree. And then, you know, I just wish there was we had the actual rhythmic,
Right.
thanks, rhythmic pattern, because chances are it was put to like a rhythmic pattern. I know I experienced a couple of years ago, it was at Sacred Heart Parish. They had a Christmas program with some folks from Little Chute, and they had one of the daughters, granddaughters, get up and she sang the genealogy.
Oh, wow.
Okay, without anything in front of her. So it is put today to a musical setting, all right. But I wish we could get to the original musical setting, even of the Psalms. That would be pretty cool, you know. And maybe someone did it. Because every Hebrew letter has a numerical value. And if you take a Hebrew word, especially like in the Psalms, and put together the numerical values, the binary language of the number language could be computerized, and maybe they'd get the melody out of it. That would be cool. I don't know if they've done. Someone must have done it somewhere or tried. So thank you very much. Yes, Kevin, you started. You can add.
Just wanted to mention that you're talking about the archaeology, the recent, National Geographic had a whole thing about the under Jerusalem here.
Under Jerusalem.
Yeah, it's a pretty good article.
Like you had in your.
I had my second senior moment. So, we're talking earlier about the charities.
Can you remember that?
We collected money for Toys for Tots
Oh, my
at the
goodness.
beginning of the month. So we were gonna go shopping with the men's group. We had money. Money.
Didn't survive that. Mine came.
Well, he's talking louder than I am.
And you've got the microphone.
I do. So we were gonna go shopping for gifts for Toys for Tots. By the time we coordinated, we were a little bit late in going for toys. So we asked if we could make a financial contribution. So between both places, we had $632. The day that we chose to donate the money, Capital Credit Union was doing a one-day match. So our $632 became $1,264. So it was a very God moment. So they will be using that for things throughout the season. I guess they do things after the season, make sure kids have what they need. So thank you for that as well.